Spicy Toast Gaming here, thank you for tuning in to another video, and today we're taking a look at the weekly adventures. So we have a 1.5, a 2, and a 3-star adventure. First, for the 1.5, we have Mortal Marks. When any player summons a unit, set its health to 1. Now, some champions that will be great for this, like it kind of shows here. Kindred would be very strong. A lot of their units are already at 1 health. And then for Kindred, you also want to be able to kill enemy units to start your scaling through the Slay effect. So being able to kill enemy units with their 1 health would also be very beneficial. So Kindred would do great here. Misfortune would also do well, being able to summon a lot of units that are already normally pretty weak, but you can normally flood your board with them. And then Misfortune has a lot of abilities that can deal 1 damage to multiple targets, so she'd be great for clearing the board. Also, Gwen would probably be quite good at this as well, as a lot of her units as well are low on health, and you kind of want them to die because then they're going to buff up your Hallowed. So those are all some champions that should do pretty good for this. For the 2-star, we have Game Start, the foe summons a Hexcore Foundry. You see that right here. Round start, all players draw 1. And then the Noxian Might, each round, the first time the foe summons a unit, granted 2 power. So Teemo would do great here because you could put a whole bunch of Shrooms on the enemy deck and they're going to be drawing 1 extra card. So really able to double the damage of your Shrooms. Bard would also be quite good, as the more chimes you have in your deck, again, you're drawing another card. Further chances to pull more chimes and buff up your deck even more. But this will also be a pretty good general adventure where you can really use any champion you want and they should be able to do fine. Here for the 3-star, only the strong. Round start, kill all units except each player's strongest. Withstand, round start, grant the foe's units 1 power. This won't really matter too much since they'll only have 1 unit at most because of the first power. And then the vicious enemy. So there's a couple different ways you could probably utilize this best. Either go for a deck where the main goal is focusing on your champion early, so ones that have like Jax or Diana, some of those very cheap but strong early game champions, or potentially go for some of the more scaling options like Kayn, Garen, Tahm Kench, or maybe even Bard, where you could have 1 unit that just starts getting a large amount of stats, and then maybe playing your champion later, potentially with Corrupted Star Fragment, so you can then consume the other unit that's been scaling up, making your champion very, very strong. That also would be a pretty good approach. Or you could also go for some of the champions that summon ephemeral units every round, because summoning a unit for free will really help when there's so few units. So going for like Misfortune or Gwen. Or you could also go the route of maybe a more control deck like Frostbite or Ashe or Yasuo, where every round you're going to stun or Frostbite the enemy player's strongest unit. And since they only have 1 unit on the board, that small amount of control is going to go much further. So a lot of different ways to approach this one. The other 2 shouldn't really affect you too much. You really just need to play around only the strong. Pretty average week, nothing too crazy. Some interesting powers to work around, but also nothing too terrible. Probably a little bit more on the boring side. Comment down below what combinations you're going to use, if there's any that are very strong that I didn't think of. That often happens of there being at least 1 awesome champion I just didn't quite think of. So help out your other players and comment down below any awesome combinations that you found. I will be doing a max level Pyke versus Aurelion Sol later in the day, so look forward to that, and I hope you all have a great day.